You guys may or may not know that I actually grew up in Australia. I haven't been out there for a couple of years, so I thought I should head back and try to make the most Australian trip possible. The catalyst for my trip is my lovely grandma is actually celebrating her 100th birthday party, so I'm very excited for that, but I got a few other things on my agenda too. But without further ado, let's jump on the plane and head down under. My first stop was a old skate park that I used to go to all the time as a kid. This was kind of like one of the first plaza-y skate parks around my local area, and as a street skater, I absolutely loved it. I loved all the ledges and the stairs, and I have a lot of fond memories there as a kid. Honestly, it's kind of nice to see that it hasn't really changed much at all. They did get rid of the nice funky graffiti and just replace it with all this bland colorway, but I can understand why they do that. But anyway, let's go for a little bit of a session. It's always a super nice vibe at this park. You get a really nice sunset and have a cool view overlooking the city. So it was cool to just enjoy one more fun session with some of my old friends out there at the park. The next day, my dad and I went out looking for some kangaroos. It wouldn't be an Australia trip unless we went and found some, so we took this kind of random hike. You can kind of see what the Australian bushland sort of looks like, but unfortunately we were unsuccessful and we did not manage to find any. So we thought I would try to cheer ourselves up with eating some classic, iconic Australian foods. So we went to the supermarket and had to absolutely stock up on all the classics. Let me know in the comments what is the best Australian-only food that exists.
We'll have a gay old time.
Some funny Australian lore is back in the day there was this 16-year-old who threw this really famous party in Melbourne when his parents were away, and it kind of got a little bit out of hand, and then some of the people were damaging cars on the street. His name is Cory Worthington, and he kind of went mega viral sort of before social media existed because of this interview.
What were you thinking?
I wasn't really.
Take off your glasses and apologise to us.
I'll say sorry, but I'm not taking off my glasses.
Why not?
Because they're famous.
It was so popular that it was unofficially the catalyst for this movie Project X, and you can see how they portrayed the interview right here.
Would you like to apologize?
I got a better idea. How about I invite you to my next party?
What up? Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, bud.
Ricky.
Cory, man.
I actually got you a gift.
Oh, yeah? Oh, yeah, bro.
Let's go.
Thank you.
It was cool to get Cory skating a little bit. He was actually telling me he had this really bad heel injury, so I didn't really want to push him too hard, and it was like really wet at this skate park the day that we decided to meet up. But to me, it was cool to get him on the board, get him landing a couple of sick tricks, and just having a little bit of a fun session together. I showed him how to, ollie this one stair / ride off the curb, and he did manage to do it no problem. And then he wanted to ride down this big ramp. Like, this is a plaza as well, so all the ramps are kind of like more like sharp banks, but he did manage to do it pretty chill. Like, I was kind of impressed. Like, this is not an easy ramp to ride down and up. He also showed me what he calls a freeboard. I think we've rode these at Braille before. It's kind of like snowboarding on the concrete, but honestly it was a little bit sketch, especially at this park and with it being wet, but that was cool. We hung out and chatted a little bit and did kind of like an interview. You can watch the original VOD of the live stream if you're more interested in that. But next on the list was to go surfing. Now you might think I'm in Australia, I'm gonna go to the beach. Well, no, in the city right where I used to live, they were building this epic man-made wave called urban surf. I was so excited for the years leading up to when it was built. I was waiting and waiting and waiting, and then I moved away. So I was so hyped to finally make it out there and see how I go. I'm like somewhat of an inexperienced surfer. I did grow up surfing a little bit as a kid, but I was never really that good. I could kind of just stand up and do some basic carves and that kind of thing. So I thought it would be a nice way to get back into it on the man-made wave. But Yeah, it was a little bit harder than I thought. I guess, you know, I've been off the board for a while, that I was a little bit rusty. I was kind of struggling to get my timing and to stand up, but it's so cool. It's so sick that they really figured out how to do this. But it did entail a lot of paddling, and I'm not gonna lie, I was getting really tired as we were going through the session. But I did manage to kind of stand up.
That was really hard. Okay, a few things. One, thank you so much, Urban Surf, for having me on. Two, I'm so glad I didn't do the intermediate setting. Holy sh**. This was the second lowest setting. I should have done the lowest setting. But three, I was very capable of catching those waves. I had a chance, but I was so exhausted. Oh my god, that was so much exercise.
But yeah, it was a little tough for me, but if I lived in Australia, I would definitely try to regularly go here and just really level up my surfing skills. I feel like it's right up my alley the way that it is. And thank you so much, Urban Surf, for giving me the free session. And guys, if you did want to check out Urban Surf, there is a link in the description. I highly recommend it. It is such a fun, cool experience. For all levels of surfing too, you can do an easier version of what I tried to do as well. So definitely check them out on the link in the description. I caught up with Dylan, my old friend. He's been on the channel and on my streams a bunch, and he wanted to take me to his lovely backyard. He's a mountain boarder that rides with these big wheels, but he ended up building all these ramps and all these cool stuff in his backyard. And he gave me a little bit of a tour of all the things he's been doing, showing me some of the Australian artifacts that he has in his cool collection. But yeah, it's really sick that he's got this like awesome space to do all this cool stuff. And we just messed around and had a bit of a fun session, and I filmed some stuff for his YouTube channel. Check out his channel, and when the video comes out, I will link it on this video too. But Dylan is the absolute man, and I had a blast hanging out with him. Damn, we're kind of getting towards the end of the video, and I haven't shown any kangaroos yet. If I'm being honest, I actually didn't find any kangaroos this trip, and I didn't pad any. So what I thought is I'll put some footage of last time I was in Australia with Janice, and we went to the wildlife park and sort of got to hang out and feed the kangaroos. Just note that you wouldn't be able to feed wild kangaroos like this, but the ones at the nature park, they're so friendly, and it's like such good vibes. With that out the way, it was finally time for my beautiful grandma's 100th birthday. Absolute queen energy right here. She's an absolute angel. She lived quite a tough life, and to make it to 100 is such a cool achievement, so it was really cool to celebrate with her. We got this whole ukulele band out there playing, and I had to give her 100 candles on a cake. If you've ever wondered what 100 different candles look like on a cake, this is it right here. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit worried that we were gonna burn this venue down. It's actually her nursing home where she lives, so I was a little bit concerned. But if you make it to 100, I feel like you owe it to the universe to actually see what 100 candles burning together looks like. So yeah, I was a little bit worried when there's a little bit of wind, but it was working out. It's okay, and we managed to get it going to sing Happy Birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Grandma. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Alice.
My lovely grandma also got a letter from the king, which is really special and awesome. But that is going to conclude my Australian trip. I had such a fun time, and it was really great to share such special moments with my friends and family. That's it for this video. I like skate.